You've always been able to find anything you need with a smartphone. Now you can use it to find a game of pool with the Solato app. Anywhere, anytime. You can even host a game, tournament, or lesson, and make money. See where you stack up against all the other players worldwide in the Solato ranking system. Use your ranking to qualify for invitationals, large payout tournaments, and events. The pool table is your arena, your stadium, your court. It's harder than people think, but you don't care. The only way to get to the next level is to play more. The more you play, the more you win. Solato is the world's premier pool community, uniting players everywhere. Connect with the community, find and host games, and keep your stats. Pool isn't just a game, it's a lifestyle. Join Solato today to find your game. You've always been able to find anything you need with a smartphone. Now you can use it to find a game of pool with the Solato app. Anywhere, anytime. You can even host a game, tournament, or lesson, and make money. See where you stack up against all the other players worldwide in the Solato ranking system. Use your ranking to qualify for invitationals, large payout tournaments, and events. The pool table is your arena, your stadium, your court. It's harder than people think, but you don't care. The only way to get to the next level is to play more. The more you play, the more you win. Solato is the world's premier pool community, uniting players everywhere. Connect with the community, find and host games, and keep your stats. Pool isn't just a game, it's a lifestyle. Join Solato today to find your game.
And here we are, everybody. How you doing? Welcome to Shark Talk Live, season number 3.
How you doing, Bobby? Hi, Clint.
Hey, what's up, guys?
Hey, Joe in the background.
No, we got Clint Dixon, Bobby Hilton, and Kickin' Chicken. What's going on, everybody?
I'm cooling out, having a cool out Monday, man.
Absolutely. Lots to talk about here. So many things to get to, obviously. Let's get your take. First of all, we have to congratulate Team Europe, right?
We don't have to. Yeah, we should. Yeah, congratulations to Team Europe. We kind of thought it was going to go that way, but you got to keep rooting. And the USA seemed to be outmatched. We started like an house on fire. It was very encouraging how we started out. We couldn't sustain it.
Yep. No, absolutely. And I think a lot of people thought it was going to be a little more lopsided than it was. Actually, they didn't think they would get the 7.
Yeah, I think that most of the people I know were very. They thought it was going to be way more lopsided than 11-7. It would have been nice if they could have done a little better on day 3, but that's the way it goes. That's the way the cookie crumbles, right?
That's right. That's right. What are you going to do?
We'll get them. We'll get them next year.
Then, what was your take on the 11-7 score there?
I think U.S. did better than I expected. I kind of wrote down some stats, and U.S. won 4 doubles matches, and they won the team match. But where they fell short was the singles. In singles, they only won 2 of 10 matches.
Wow.
So, yeah. Also want to congratulate Josh Filler on the MVP. He did have the best overall record for Team Europe. He was 4-2 overall. And then the next behind him was Jason Shaw at 3-3 and David Alcady at 3-2.
That whole team is stacked. And I saw a funny comment. I want to repeat it real quick. But it said that Europe is like USA's bigger brother. We just can't beat them. We kind of like them because they're obviously pool players, are great pool players, but there's some animosity, but they obviously like a lot of the players like each other, but they're tough to beat.
Yeah,
we used to beat them pretty regularly, right, Clint? In the early days, it was rare for Europe to poke their head through for a win.
Yep,
right.
Yep, that was the day. But yeah, I think what's it, 3 years in a row now we haven't won, and this was probably our most competitive in the last 3, actually. Right, or maybe 2018, I think, was our last win.
And when we did win last time, we weren't really expected to win then either. It was a bit of an upset then.
Yes, it was. Yes, it was. Yeah.
Well, I was impressed with Europe's play. The table. If you want to know, my thought is that table being as tough as it was, I think that actually went a long way toward narrowing the gap. I think that kept the score fairly close because I think if they were playing on a more normal table, it would have been more of a blowout. I honestly believe that.
I think you're right. I'd agree with that. Yeah. And it was tough conditions, with the crowd and the 4-inch pockets. Definitely drama.
Okay. Good, sorry.
Yeah, it definitely added some drama to it. So I don't know how I feel about it personally. I mean, I can see both sides of the coin, tight pockets, not tight pockets, but I think they're probably going to keep it that way, would be my guess.
Yeah, I would think so. And it's funny because Earl's been talking about this for how many years, Chicken? How many years has Earl been saying, we got to tighten the pockets, get rid of the side pockets? And
he doesn't even want side pockets. That's right. And for a long time, Earl's been saying that. And he made a prediction in they had those press conferences prior to the play. And I know Earl and Jason were trading barbs a little bit. And it was good natured. It got a little dicey there a couple of times, which, by the way, we'll probably get more into that. How I think Matchroom encourages that, to tell you the truth. But Jason and Earl were trading some comments, and Earl turned out to be predicting correctly. Europe said that they were going to make all the balls they were shooting at, which, of course, they knew they weren't going to make all the balls, but they figured that they were going to be the sharpshooters. And as I was saying, that table really knocked everybody down a peg. Earl was right. That was not a picnic. That playing on that table, it was very humbling for a lot of the players. I actually watched Tyler miss. It was a 2 foot. No, it wasn't even 2 feet. It was a 1.5 feet into the side pocket, almost dead straight. And he looked in complete disbelief. Those side pockets were not accepting balls unless they touched nothing. They had to just go with center cut. That was it. It was fun. Those press conferences were kind of interesting. You probably got a chance to see those. I think you actually had them posted up on the Shark Stream.
Yeah, absolutely. You can definitely go on the Shark Stream and check out all that stuff because we have pretty much everything. I got to give a shout out to our roving reporter, Robert Lewis, was actually live, and he was able to give us those press conferences live, which was fantastic. And he gave us a lot of good pictures as well. So the Shark Stream, we're blessed to have people, like you guys, just weighing in on sharing everything about the Shark Stream and all about pool. It's just we're very lucky. I need to throw that
It was
out there.
it was Bob Lewis that was wearing that the boom, right?
I cannot confirm or deny.
Oh my God!
I cannot confirm or deny. The boom was at the Mosconi. We can definitely say that, right?
The boom was there.
The boom was there. Yes, it was.
Yeah.
Um,
The place,
Pictures too.
yeah.
the place was packed, and it looked like everybody was having a rip roaring time. It really did.
Yep. Yep. A couple things. Mike check his comments and comment on a couple things here. He wanted to talk a little bit about Sky, who won the two singles events. How about Sky and his level of play on this Mosconi Cup team for years now?
Yeah, Skyler was just crazy good. His overall record was 4-2. The match against Alcady, he had that 5-ball miss where he was stretched way out and had the extension on the cue. But other than that, some great combos, jump shots. I mean, he played phenomenal.
Yeah, he also missed a 9-ball at a somewhat crucial time, but overall his play was brilliant. It really was. He was really at the top of heap on the USA side. I think Shane
Shane
really
actually
did
stepped
quite
it up.
good, too.
Yeah, he played really well this year as well. I mean, he had a couple bad outings the last couple of years. He really stepped it up this year as well.
Yeah, yeah, and I liked it was a new concept I think this year where a lot of different people were coming out after each rack and trying to cheer on their teammate, and it was interesting to see how Earl was receiving it. I paid special attention to that because, as you know, that can kind of go either way. And he was pretty gracious about people coming out there and trying to bolster his game a little bit. And he actually, I know he's going to be disappointed with how he overall performed at Mosconi, but I think he honestly represented pretty darn good
Did you
for a
read his?
61-year-old guy. Shoot some pretty amazing shots.
Did you read his I guess synopsis of the tournament afterwards on his Facebook page yet, Earl's?
No, I did not. No.
You got to go read that. It was absolutely it'll change your perspective. And if you really think like he's a jerk or he's just arrogant or whatever, he really put a humbling response on there. It was a 3-paragraph thing, and it was really nice to see. Basically, thanked everybody for the excuse me, for the opportunity, and how humbled he was, and he felt exactly what you said, Chicken. He didn't have his best stuff, but he played his heart out, and he gave everything for his country, and it was pretty cool. It was a nice piece. So if you guys want to watch that, you can go on Earl Strickland's page, or of course on the Shark Stream page. We shared it as well.
I'll do that as soon as we go off air. I'll go take a look at that. I don't think anybody could deny that Earl left it all there at Mosconi. He gave his best effort for sure.
Oh, I agree 100%. And now let's go to the champions. And we talked a little bit about the USA team, but let's talk about the champions. Young Killer Filler, just an absolute beast. Back-to-back years where he wins the consecutive winning point, just unbelievable.
The young man doesn't miss very much, does he?
He doesn't.
And by the way, for anybody that's not familiar, and I think by now most people who tune into the Shark Stream are aware of this. Everybody on Team Europe was over 800 Fargo rate. I think Shane, I think, might be the only one. Is Sky over 800?
No, he's not. He's just Shane.
So we had one guy over 800. Now all of their players were over 800. So I think it was lopsided on paper, and I think we were very respectable how we performed against them. I was proud of Team USA, but the European team, that's a strong group of guys, and Filler is tremendous. Jason was in an interesting mood a few times. He was out there egging on the fans a little bit.
He was.
I heard from a few friends, and I'm betting that you guys might have also. I heard from a few pool friends who said that they were really disappointed with Jason's behavior during Mosconi, and one time in particular where he was kind of mocking Earl. And I actually wrote a little bit about this on AZ Billiards. There was a thread about it, and my thought is that Matchroom is they're kind of encouraging the guys, I believe, to try to. I don't want to say it's exactly like
WWE, right? Yes, absolutely, for sure.
They're pushing them. They're pushing them to be a little bit prickly pear. You know, it's I for the first time ever, I've been watching Jeremy Jones for a long time, and they did a little conference midway through the Mosconi Cup, and it was at a big granite top conference table, and Alex Lally was sitting on the other side, Jeremy was sitting on one side, and Emily Fraser. Oh no, I'm sorry, Carl Boyes was asking a few questions, and at one point, Jeremy said, I get angry when you try to put words in my mouth. And he got like his back was way up on it.
Yep.
And all I was thinking to myself was, they told him to do that, or they told him
you never know. Yeah, you never know exactly what's happening with that. You definitely see it.
Yeah, because these guys are all friends. At the end of the day, I think people need to know that Jason and Earl, they have a lot of respect for each other.
They need to watch the Shark Stream interview with Jason Shaw when they had that match. He clarified it. He lived with him for a long time, and he knew him for a lot of years.
Yeah. I know the guy that arranged that all when Earl was the pro over at Steinway in New York. Jason first came in. Larry Ross, he's a mentor to Earl, and he's a great guy. And he made that arrangement, and Jason and Earl had some time together. They're friends. But I think they had to make do a little showmanship for the fans.
I agree, and I want to make a point real quick, and it's very important to all the pool players out there and the fans. We need your support, all the fans out there. We're always into your comments and reading and everything. But Aria actually had to make a post today about people actually talking about his kids and really upset at Jason the way he was talking to Earl and the USA team. Now, I think he may not have been, like you said, it may have been a little WWE-ish, but I think they're pushing it. I think it draws a line when you start attacking somebody's family or calling them names. That's when it draws a line. I don't think anybody should do that. And if anybody does that, if they do that in Shark Stream, I will just delete your post. I'm not going to put up with it. You know what I mean? If you're going to be, you can be be critical if you want and type whatever you want. But once you start getting negatory or using vulgar language or any kind of threatening, you're just going to be removed from the platform. And I think every place should have that because there's no need for that. So I had to bring that up.
No place for that at all. At all. Have a little respect.
Yes.
I can appreciate being a hardcore fan for our U.S. team, but just keep it in perspective, guys and girls. That's for sure.
Hey, Clint, did you hear what Earl called Jason?
No.
He called him a beach whale. He said that he was out of shape. And there's some memes going around with Jason winning with his hands up, and he's in the ocean with a bunch of whales. Actually, he posted it. He says, "I'm here with my friends," and that's the type of stuff that you have to make fun of it. You have to, because if not, if you take it too serious, you're going to drive yourself crazy, and it doesn't help anybody.
I think that's hilarious.
It is, right?
It's all good natured fun, and again, people have to just keep focused on the reality. The fact that these guys, honest to God, they're friends. They are friends, and they do respect each other's games. That's for sure. Earl has had accomplishments. A lot of players could only dream of in the game. And of course, he wants more. He's going to keep going until he's 80, 90. He's going to keep wanting to win things. He's a highly competitive guy.
Well, we're gonna get into it real quick into the next segment. Is there anything else you guys want to add to Team Europe before we go to a different subject?
Yeah, I do actually. I just wanted to touch on Francisco Sanchez Ruiz, first timer in the Mosconi Cup. and he seemed to handle it well. He finished 2-2. And actually, his first shot at the table, he played the 6 ball on the side, came off one rail and scratched to the other side. So kind of a rough start, but he definitely pulled it together and was a key player for their team.
Yep, absolutely.
Absolutely agree. And how he plays with his countryman David Alcady. Those guys are like smooth as butter together.
They really are.
They played a lot of big tournaments together, and it showed when they teamed them together in doubles matches. I did want to say one other thing. Josh Filler has also taken a lot of flack from people. They think he's very ungracious. And I think it's up to us to try to decide and discern how much of it is showmanship, is, encouraged a little bit maybe by producers like Matchroom and maybe some other productions. But I'll tell you something that I saw in him that I've never seen before. And it struck me as a very humanistic response. If you remember when he's in the last game and he had the chance to close it out for Europe, and all of a sudden Tyler's in his rearview mirror. Tyler Steyer's coming at him, and it's 4-2, 4-3, 4-4. Tyler was going to go hill, and he's on a straight in 8-ball down into the corner. If you guys remember, and he jarred it. And I mean, it was totally a surprise. And by the way, that one particular pocket in the corner, the upper left corner, I saw a few guys jar balls into that corner during the 3 days. So Tyler was shocked, and you could see on his face he was like almost inconsolable, and he had to pick up his chalk and walk back to his chair. And Filler leapt out of his seat, as you'd expect, and he went out there and made these last 2 balls. And the first thing he did after he started to do like a momentary celebration,
he said something.
And then he made a beeline over there to Tyler to put his hand like on his shoulder or something along those lines.
Great point.
Console him a little bit, because that was he knew that Tyler was coming back for him, and that didn't have to be the last match of the.
That could have been hill, and then we could have been at 10-8. I mean, that's.
Yes, and you're not out of it at 10-8, and just keeping the dream alive.
Yep.
So Tyler was really jarred over it and missing that ball, and it was nice to see Filler appreciate that. It wasn't lost on him, and he went over there before he got into big celebration with his teammates. He went over there and he had a word with Tyler. I thought that was nice.
Yep, for sure.
Yeah.
All right, there we go, guys. Congratulations, Team Europe, Team USA. I can say I think we're all proud of them. I think they played with their hearts, and they played well, just not well enough to win. And, kudos to those guys. Keep on plugging, and good things to come for us in the future in our pool world, I think.
I agree.
All right, let's change gears a little bit. First of all, we got a couple questions for you. Alex Balch wants to know, what is that, a gold crown behind you?
Me?
Chicken, yeah. What's behind you?
It's a gold crown 1, and you got the 7, Alex. Just kidding. I didn't mention what game. Yeah, it is a gold crown 1.
Nice.
1962.
Very nice. And then let's see. Andy says, Earl scratched twice on the break against somebody, he said, and that was a big difference in the match. Which, of course, you scratch twice, it is definitely going to be a huge difference. You know what I mean? Against Alvin Ocean.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's huge.
Too many turns. Right. When you're, how many times can you break during a match? Well, if you win the lag, you get 3, but conceivably guaranteed.
I think he got up like 3-0 on Alvin. Out of the gate.
Yeah, he was. Was it Alvin that was up 3-0? Yeah, it was up 3-0.
Yes. Yeah, you're right, Clint. It was 3-0, and then my thought about that game was that Earl actually, my initial thought was, wow, Earl gave that away, but I got to say he got some crappy rolls in that game. In that match, rather, with Alvin, it was everybody always complains, oh, I got bad rolls. Well, they usually even out, but they don't necessarily have to even out in a quick race like that to
No.
5.
Right.
He shot out like a cannon, 3-0, and you figure he's going to he's going to cruise along and win this. And Albin doesn't have any quit in him ever.
How about
so
now?
he just hangs in there.
How about Albin? I think he didn't say 2 words. Like he was the quiet. I think what was his record? Do you have his records, Clint? Do you know what his record was? Albin?
Yeah. Albin actually, surprisingly, well, because he didn't play the last day, he played the least amount of matches for Team Europe, and his was 2-1.
How about
he had
that?
A single win, a doubles win, and a doubles loss.
How about that? I mean, that's 67%. That's probably highest on the team. We're real close to it. And very quiet. You don't hear too much about him. He doesn't have the attitude of a filler. He doesn't have, the talking of Jason. He just goes out there and wins events and plays his ass off.
I don't have the stats, but maybe Clint, you can help us out. Who? And I'm going to make a guess. Was Jason? Did Jason shoot the least successful? Is that the right way to say it? Was he the worst player on Team Europe this year?
Actually, yes, because he was 50%.
50. Okay, yeah, it felt like it.
Actually, him and Sanchez Ruiz were both 50%.
FSR.
Yeah.
Number 1 in the world. How about that?
Yep.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what? You get under the they always refer to the the heat of those Mosconi Cup lights, man. It's the world is watching.
Mike check. Mike got a fact check here. Mike check says Shaw was 60%. So we'll have to check on that one. Mike check.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I've got him at 3-3 overall. He's got, according to my records, he's 3 singles wins and 3 doubles losses.
Because he has 2 doubles losses, is what you're saying. 3-2. Could be.
Okay.
Could be. We'll double check on that. Thanks very much, Mike. And Mike's
Thank you.
Mike's great. He's always on the chat. He's always chiming in. He's giving us good intel. He's a very advocate.
Who is that?
His name is Mike Check. I really don't know who he is. He's on our YouTube channel actually. I'm thinking about maybe getting him on the Shark Talk one time because he seems like he's got it going on. He knows what's talking about.
Yeah. Thanks for sharing your knowledge, man. I got another question, if you don't mind. As long as we got our statistician on board, Clint, how did Oscar do?
This was the hugest shock for me, or biggest shock for me for Team USA, because I thought Oscar played lights out. He definitely came prepared. He actually had the worst record on Team USA. He was 0-3. He had 1 singles loss and 2 doubles loss. And Tyler Steyer was 1-3 and Earl was 1-4. And then both SVB and Skyler were 4-2.
Okay.
Wow.
And Tyler Steyer, I'll tell you, he seems pretty cool under fire. I like the way his demeanor at the table. He doesn't look like he rattles very easy. But saying that, he did get rattled with all of the pressure on him in that last game.
Yeah.
Like I just had alluded to about that 8 ball that he jarred with in his match with Josh Filler. So
yep.
he stays pretty cool under fire, I think.
Yeah, he does. And he's a young guy too, so he's got a lot of potential to make a big name for himself in the near future for sure. He's one of the young guns for USA.
Well, like I said, we'll get him next year.
Yep. A couple quick things here. So Mike says he may have lost 3. Okay, and then he also said I should get Sean Earl on the stream. We already had them play, and if you go back to the Shark stream, you can watch them play. And we did an interview with Earl as well. And then Mike Check says Oscar had the best TPA in singles, played a 960 and still lost.
Yeah, it's sick that he was 0-3. I mean, he played so well.
Yep.
Well, it underscores for sure how good Team Europe is. Yep. If you could play 960 and you
960,
lost.
Yeah, that's almost perfect.
Brutal.
Yep. Yeah. All right, we got to change pace here. We don't have. I can't keep you guys on all day. You guys are doing a great job talking them, but we can talk about Mosconi all night, right? It's unbelievable. But we got to get.
We should talk about what Team USA should do for next year.
Yep. Yep. Go right ahead. I like that. Go right ahead.
Do you want to talk about that now?
Yeah, we'll talk about it real quick right now. What do you get? A quick synopsis of it, then we'll go to my next two.
I've got the answer 100% hands down. We can make this a real short conversation. Make the Philippines our 51st state. Done deal. Go ahead, Clint. Tell us what you think.
I don't know. I mean, do you totally shake things up? Do you keep Sky and Shane and go with young blood for the other three? I mean, do you bring Oscar back because he played so well in this one? I mean, it's a tough decision for Jeremy or whoever's going to be captain next year.
Somebody was saying they got to get rid of the coaches, maybe, possibly. But also, I think we need to get the players like this Steyer. We need to get what's Sky's buddy there? Why am I drawing a blank here? The one who got suspended, Billy Thorpe. We got to get him back and playing these events. We need the youngsters like Lucas Picasso-Werner and that guy Cash. These guys are young, talented players that need to get out there and play in these events.
There's another guy, Josh. You guys know Josh Roberts. He's another one that deserves a shot at the Mosconi Cup, I think.
Absolutely.
There's more ranking events coming up this year, right? Turning Stone.
Yes, exactly. And Lucas Picasso will be at that, and also our good friend Ukioi will be there, and I will be there. Shark Stream on the Road will be there as well. So I'm excited about that. That's
January. When's the next one?
5th through 8th. That's the one at Turning Stone, January 5th through 8th. I believe. Very good.
Well, that'll be fun to look forward to. I think there should be more, merit-based selection. Given too many picks to, Matchroom, and we again, not the right time to debate it. But if you had Earl on there, I think Earl deserved another chance to be on the team because he did get an unfortunate role last year with COVID, airplane flight, and all that. Wasn't able to play. So it's almost like he was owed another chance to be on. But there should be some merit-based system that really takes care of 4 of the picks,
We need the guys playing. Like, people are talking about Shane Wolford. He did okay. Yeah. He needs to come through and win a big event. I don't want to pick on him. He's a great guy. I know him.
Yeah.
But he's got to get these guys in Europe. Filler's 22 or 23. You know what I mean? SVR is 30. They're a lot younger than we were. I don't know the age gap different, but I'm sure it was by it was Count Earl 20 years. You know what I mean?
Right.
So that we were their seniors.
Every time this topic comes up, I always slide it in there because I feel an obligation to. Is that Jeremy was absolutely 100% overlooked to be on the Mosconi Cup.
He was robbed a couple years ago. Yes.
He should play. He should have had his turn, and he was overlooked because there was a little bit of captain's favoritism going on. But he was.
We need the young. We do need. He was younger. He was younger then.
We
need younger players.
3 rotation player.
Yes.
In the U.S. So I wish he would have had a chance, and I don't know if he'll get another opportunity.
I think he will. I think he starts playing again. He could compete with anybody for sure.
Yeah.
All right, we got to change off the Mosconi here real quick.
Yep.
Mike said that there is a match going on with Jim Mora, but Jim Mora is actually playing. Who's he playing? I saw it. Let's go.
John Moore and Tyler Steyer.
Tyler Steyer, yeah. How about that? What do you guys think about that matchup? I think that's going on right now. I'm sure Lucas has action on it.
Yeah, of course he does. I can't get over the fact that John Moore is playing World Speed again opposite the end. It boggles my mind. I like Tyler Steyer in that match.
Nice.
What's the race in that match? Do we know? 10 ball, right?
I think it's 10 ball. I'm not sure. I think it's a 1 day, if I'm not mistaken, but I don't have all the details. Yeah. I was just throwing it out there because Chris Rogers was talking about it, I believe.
I'd say flip a coin.
Race to 30. Race to 30. Race to 30.
Yeah. Race to 30, yeah.
20,000. 20,000 in the middle.
Tyler wins by 5.
Wow. How about that?
Yeah.
How about that? Yeah. But that's the stuff that we're going to need. We need those youngsters to step up and kick some major butt. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. We need our guys to actually make some noise and make it happen. So All right, so let's talk about the amateur event a little bit, guys. Let's talk about we had a great event here, Ship to Cash. I don't know if you guys were able to watch it, and Mike DeMarco was on our show last week, and he does a great job. He had the best announcer ever last night to do his finals. I don't know if you were able to tune in and watch it.
Oh, a guy named Bobby Hill.
Bobby Boone was in the booth.
Hear you. I heard you.
It was great. It was a great event. They had 64 players. Again, Snookers always does big things, and Ship to Cash, Mike DeMarco. There's a lot of big names there. I'm talking about Mike DeShane, a guy who was just commenting, and Alex Bausch, who was in that event. Kevin Guimon was in that event. Lucas Picasso-Verner was in that event. Bo Powers was in that event. 5K was in that event. There's so many good players in that event. And did you guys see the finals?
Didn't Alex finish third?
Alex finished third, and Bo Powers finished fourth. And there was no handicap.
I saw Lucas come back on Mike DeShane. I know there was a little bit of a discussion going on. They had to call Mike DeMarco over for a resolution or a judgment call or a ruling or something.
So listen.
I did see Lucas come back and win that match.
I was very proud of Lucas for standing up for himself because he's been bullied his whole minor pool. I say minor because he's so young. Career, you know what I mean? People have taken advantage of him. But he saw the gap in the rack and he said, that's unacceptable. You can't put that gap in there. And
that's what it was.
Yeah. And I think, if Mike was obviously didn't think there was a gap, he would have fought it. He really argued and then he re-racked. So, but then Lucas actually came back to beat him. It was actually 4-2 when that happened.
I saw that. Yeah. So that was a good comeback. He had to shoot good. I think you mentioned he's got ice water in his veins. He really does. He can play under some severe pressure.
He does.
Nice to see he came back. That was good.
That was big. But he did double dipped in the finals. And his habit, I can see it. He's always starting from behind. He was down 3-0 all three matches to Mike DeShane. And he just needs to get that gear. That ice water, like I said, he plays good when he's behind or he's close. He just needs to finish that first and second rack, like it's the fourth or fifth rack, and make sure he's concentrating. What do you guys think about that?
First of all, I just want to say congrats, Alex. That's a great finish. But I think Mike DeMarco hit the nail on the head with how Lucas is around the table and taking that time to walk around. Like you said, too, after that first set in the finals, maybe take a break, go outside, whatever. But yeah, Mike had some great points in the commentary. The other thing that surprised me a little bit, looking at the bracket, is a few big names that went to the one-loss side pretty early in that tournament.
Yeah, I'll add the same thing. Alex is one of my favorite young players, and so congratulations if you're still on the stream. You're always showing up pretty strong, Alex. Your game is terrific. I enjoy watching at the table. There's some strategy involved with when you take breaks. To try to work on your opponent's rhythm a little bit. You don't necessarily have to go pee in order to go take a break. If you see that your opponent's on fire and they've really got a good rhythm going, maybe that's a nice time to put your stick down on your inning and go splash your face or go get a soda or something. And the only other thing I always mention, and I mention it to Lucas when we talk, he is such an amazing shooter that he allows himself sometimes to overrun position or come a little funny on position because generally he can shoot his way out of it, And I think if he, that would be the one area I think if he really worked on it, it would. You remember a few weeks ago when he was playing Phil Davis, I think it was, right? And he played a set that was so beautiful. I don't think there was nobody on earth that was going to beat him that night. And everything was so concise, just perfect position. And he made it easy on himself. And he just went through rack after rack after rack. He was playing run out pool, and he's capable of it. And so It's really nice though to see him. He's either winning or in the final in the last few events that he's attended. So
Right.
I think 23 is going to be a big year for him for sure.
I agree. I agree 100%. And he's got a big events coming up in January. And, congratulations to Mike Shane. He obviously still a great player.
Absolutely.
He won both the matches in the finals. And, of course, like I said, Alex and Bo, respectively. Great job by those guys. Yeah, it was a great event. And Mike DeMarco, man, he had 200 and something people watching his live stream. He goes out there, he grinds, he's by himself out there. He just does what he does, and he's a true professional. And I give kudos to that guy for sure. For sure. All right, the last thing.
He's wearing a lot of hats.
Yes, he does. He does. He does. It does him well too. But let's see here. I'm gonna go one more thing real quick. We got to talk about
How about 60 Minutes?
Yeah, we got to talk about that too, real quick. But we'll talk about that in a minute. Let's talk about this first. All right, guys, this is the first time ever Yale Billiards is doing a pay-per-view, and we need your support for this, guys. You got to go on to the Yale Billiards, or I'm sorry, the Shark Stream page, and if you wanna, for $9.95, you can watch Earl Stickland give a 5-hour training class, and he's going to have him mic'd up, so he's going to be talking about it. And what do you guys think about this?
It's awesome. It's a $10 lesson, right?
From one of the best players in the world, right? I mean,
Yeah.
I said this the last couple of times we were doing our Shark Talk. I've stood by and watched. There's a lot of people that know a lot about pool, but they're not good teachers because they, for whatever reason, they don't have the ability to impart the information very well. I'm here to tell you guys, pony up the $10. It's the best 10 you'll ever spend for a pool lesson. He is an amazing teacher. Earl is a very dedicated. He takes it really seriously. And I stood by a couple of times. I watched him giving lessons at Steinway, and the people were more than pleased. This guy, he gets into it. And, we talked about it before. I don't think there's anybody that knows more about pool than Earl does. Maybe Efren, or not more, the same amount, maybe. His credentials are impeccable, and he's able to teach. It would be a well invested $10 to learn what you can from Earl. And I think it's going to be 4 or 5 hours.
5 hours, yeah. I mean, it's going to be a little break to grab something to eat in between. Actually, have a little lunch with them. But two things I got to add to what you were just talking about, Chicken, is one, you are supporting the Shark Stream by buying this stream, because we're trying to raise money to get more players in here so you guys get more matches, because we want another big match in the very near future. So we're trying to get the funds together to make another big match for you guys. So we're doing this. So you are supporting the Shark Stream by purchasing them for $9.95. And, I would pay $10 just to listen to Earl talk for a little bit. How about that?
Yeah. So what's it going to work out to be, like a couple of bucks an hour? And by the way, talking about reinvesting into the Shark Stream, I spend a fair amount of time inside the Shark tank there, the booth. I got to tell you, you're always reinvesting into the equipment. It's always getting upgraded. So yeah, it's a very well spent $10, and it allows us to keep going with the Shark Stream, trying to keep everybody up to date on the happenings in the pool world, plus bringing an awful lot of terrific matches. There's always something around the corner coming up, interesting to watch on the Shark Stream.
Yeah.
So help us to keep it going.
Yeah. And Mike, that's a great question. Yes, if he paid, can he watch it at a later time? I think you can. I'm going to get a confirmation of that. Because again, this is our first pay-per-view. I'm hoping to get maybe 50, 60 people. That's it. Nothing crazy. Just I want to get our feet wet. I want to get this. I want to get Earl. Listen, we got Earl Stickland, guys. That's incredible. And he's going to be with you for 5 hours talking about his life story and his championship and his matches. He's going to talk about, straight pool. He's going to talk about, Nick Varner and Jim Rempe and all those guys. He's going to talk about maybe, who knows, Minnesota Fats. He might even talk about Bobby Hunt. You know what I mean?
Hey, how strong is this? Bobby Hunt and Eddie O'Connell from Connecticut, which is Bobby's mentor, they were coming through North Carolina. Bobby got to play Earl as a young man. I think he was 16 at the time. Earl asked if he can come with them. He wanted to go on the road with these guys. and they turned them down. They turned Earl Stickland down because there just wasn't enough money to split 3 ways, so they didn't want another partner. But it all worked out pretty good for Earl. The other guys went on their way and had an amazing road partnership.
Nice.
But yeah, they and Bobby will be there. He'll be doing a little bit on the stream with me as well. So it'll be nice to see Earl again.
Yeah, I'm excited about that. We're gonna have you guys in the booth talking a little bit between. But I'm just it's gonna be something new, something that we never ever even seen before. I've had private lessons before from people, but never from his caliber. And his mind's obviously a little different than ours, but he's gonna get some real helpful hints for us for sure.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever heard of anybody else in the pool community doing a pay-per-view lesson.
No.
I think first for me, as far as I know.
Well, you see the price there. It's $250 if you want to get the live lesson. You won't be able to shoot, but I mean, especially if you have a table like you guys, if you do the lesson, you can practice what he's saying right there for $10. It's a no-brainer. It's something that I thought would be fantastic. And again, we're just hoping to get a good following. It's our first time doing it, and the Shark Stream's got big things. We're trying to do big things out there for everybody. That's for sure.
Yes, sir.
All right, and
looking forward to it. And what's the date again? And there's not a cutoff on the entrance for the pay-per-view, right?
It was $7.99. That was for the prepaid. So right now it's $9.95. It's this Saturday, 10 to 3, and it's going to be a lot of fun. And I guarantee you will learn something. And if you won't, the $10 will at least get you entertained with Earl Stickland. It's going to be absolutely amazing. And on that note, what else do we have going on in the next? Not too much, right? Until January.
I wanted to ask about the Mosconi Cup.
Let's talk about that a little bit before we go. Yes, I got to bring that up. That's a great idea. I was hoping to get Mike 2.0 on here, but he said he was too busy. I'm like, what you do is play pool. Well, what could you possibly be doing? But he's too busy today. But he's going to be playing on that team. He's on Lance Lascotti's team.
Good for him.
Yeah. But go ahead, take it away. What do you want to say about it? What do you want to say about the Mosconi? Lascotti. I'm sorry.
I just wanted to know the dates and.
It's this weekend. It's this weekend. It's this weekend. Let's see. You play out of racks at all or no?
No.
Okay. So I don't really play out of there. Let me see if I can look it up real quick.
Let me clarify something with you, Bob.
Yeah, go right ahead.
You said you don't play out of there. Where do you play out of?
Who are you talking about?
You just said you don't play out of racks.
I said Clint doesn't play out of racks.
It struck me funny.
Oh, I play everywhere. I went to Snookers last night.
Oh, I see. Oh, you don't visit there. No, I'm sorry. It just sounded funny the way you said it.
I hear you. All right, let's talk about real quick. Again, I don't have too much information on the Mosconi Cup, but what I'm going to do though, guys, is I'm going to get the flyer and I'm going to do a shark bite, and I will promise you I will talk about that. Give you guys a little bit more information about what's going on with that. I just don't have all the information right now.
You meant the Lascotti Cup. You just said Mosconi Cup.
Yeah,
one of them Italian pool player guys.
Yeah, Lascotti, a world champion Lascotti too. Don't forget about him.
He's like total historic
royalty, right? He's pool royalty, isn't he?
I heard so many stories from Bobby Hunt about this guy. It's just amazing.
Yeah. All right, let's talk about
funny man.
Let's talk about the 60 minutes. I haven't watched it yet because I got home really late from the tournament. I do have it on my recordings. I do want to watch. Did you guys watch it?
Yeah, there's a link for it too as well. By the way, I should go over a link.
It's on the Shark Stream. You can go on the Shark Stream and link it. Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
And I suggest everybody that's a pool player to go watch it. 100%. Right?
Yeah, absolutely. It was our moment to shine. Right? They have about 12 to 13 million viewers every week, and that doesn't account for how many people watch 60 Minutes wherever it's archived after the fact, YouTube, CBS.com, all that. So it was nice. It was a 13-minute story. At first, I thought it was going to be mostly to do with Jason breaking Mosconi's record, but the majority of the story actually was about the South Dakota Kid, and that's what the name of the piece was. And it was a really nice look into Shane Van Boning's pool life, how he got started. Uh, they had him. Well, there was, I think this was kind of it was a nice homage to pool. The guy that did the story, John Wertheim, he wrote the book, Running the Table, the Kid Delicious story, which is one of my favorite books of all time in pool, because it was written so well. And it turns out that John Wertheim, who wrote it, and I don't have any idea how they got him to write that book. He was the head sports writer at Sports Illustrated. So he's got big credentials. Now he's a correspondent on 60 Minutes. He had been talking to Jay Helford, 2K who's a great guy out in the West Coast. He was very involved in pool forever. He's been tournament director at an awful lot of the big events, including U.S. Open, that kind of thing. And Jay and him have been talking since 2019. John Wertheim said he wanted to do a pool story, and this was the culmination of that. It got put on hold because of the pandemic and all, but John Wertheim stuck to it and got the job done. And it turned out to be a story of largely about Shane, a little bit about the Derby City Classic. I enjoyed watching Emily Fraser from Matchroom. Her vision and Matchroom's vision to try to get these guys paid better. They touched on gambling a little bit. I can tell you for a fact that the investigative reporters at 60 Minutes were on the snooze button because they were talking about Shane doesn't like to gamble. I know for a fact that that's not accurate firsthand. He enjoys gambling. But what he didn't enjoy was going into those smoke-filled rooms where he mentioned that one time he got a pool ball thrown at him, hit him right in the center of his chest. So he told his grandfather, I don't think I want to do this anymore. But anyways, it's a good piece, and they should come on the Shark Stream and they should click that link and enjoy it. And, I didn't mean to talk for 10 minutes about it, but I think it was a really nice piece. I don't know if it's going to cause anybody to run down to the pool room and want to hit some balls, but they did. I thought they did a nice job with the story.
I think it will in the long run. Anything talking about pool is great. And this is like I said, a primetime show, and we have another primetime show next week. There's a story about Jeanette Lee on 30 for 30 on ESPN. So you're talking back-to-back weekends, huge pieces with pool players, which is absolutely amazing. So I'm excited to watch it. Like I said, I haven't watched it yet.
It's going to be the Jeanette Lee story, right?
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yep. And
Clint, did you see the 60-minute one?
I did, and it was very well done. I thought Jason did great in that, Emily as well. And I also like the fact that they brought up the SVB Junior tournaments, and that kind of saying that that's the future of the sport. I thought it was well done.
That's good. And again,
I learned something huge last night. I learned something huge on that 60-minute broadcast that I never knew. Don't answer, Clint, because you watched it, and I know that you'll know. But Bobby, I guess, is saying he didn't watch it yet.
I have not. I haven't had a chance. I will.
So they started out by explaining where the name pool comes from. I didn't know this. I did not know. Did you know beforehand, Clint?
I had heard something different than that. So
okay. So John Wertheim explained where they came up with it. Bobby, you have any guess what that's about? Why they call pool?
I would say now the blue water, but I don't think the tables were back then. So pool, I really don't. I no idea actually.
It's from the origins, the background in gambling, where people would pool their money together.
Look at that!
You can't get away from it, man. Pool history. Don't ignore the history of pool. No matter how professional we're going to make it, gambling is always going to be at the heart of this sport.
Yep.
Yeah, pooling the money. That's what it was. And I love learning stuff like that. I never knew that. Never even gave it a thought. Really.
No, that's a good one. Wow. All right, guys. I guess on that, the only thing we do have a tournament at Yale, but it's filled up. It's the 4 and under. I got 32 players sold out, 32 4 and under handicaps. Doing that. I think Andy's going to be talking that. He's going to be doing commentary for that event for Brian Charlton. So you guys want to tune in for that. It is sold out, but if you want to contact Brian to see if you get on the waiting list, because again, every event, Mike DeMarco had 12 people waiting last night, wanted to play in a 64 player event.
They were hoping to have somebody not show. Huh?
Yeah. Yep. 12 people on the waiting list. So
Waiting.
On a Sunday.
On a Sunday, yeah, in Christmas time, but unbelievable. But
You know how you become a 5 in APA? Play in this 4 and under event. Get your game up.
it's funny. It usually happens. It usually happens.
Nothing better than competition, man. Get up there and play against somebody and see how your game can improve.
It's great. It's great stuff. So, all right, guys, I want to say thank you guys for joining us, and thank you, Clint and Chicken.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You guys do a great job.
Have a good day out there.
Nice. You guys do a great job as always. And this is Bobby Hilton saying, boom, we'll see you guys later.
You've always been able to find anything you need with a smartphone. Now you can use it to find a game of pool with the Solato app. Anywhere, anytime. You can even host a game, tournament, or lesson, and make money. See where you stack up against all the other players worldwide in the Solato ranking system. Use your ranking to qualify for invitationals, large payout tournaments, and events. The pool table is your arena, your stadium, your court. It's harder than people think, but you don't care. The only way to get to the next level is to play more. The more you play, the more you win. Salado is the world's premier pool community, uniting players everywhere. Connect with the community, find and host games, and keep your stats. Pool isn't just a game, it's a lifestyle. Join Salado today to find your game. You've always been able to find anything you need with a smartphone. Now you can use it to find a game of pool with the Salado app. Anywhere, anytime. You can even host a game, tournament, or lesson, and make money. See where you stack up against all the other players worldwide in the Salado ranking system. Use your ranking to qualify for invitationals, large payout tournaments, and events. The pool table is your arena, your stadium, your court. It's harder than people think, but you don't care. The only way to get to the next level is to play more. The more you play, the more you win. Salado is the world's premier pool community, uniting players everywhere. Connect with the community, find and host games, and keep your stats. Pool isn't just a game, it's a lifestyle. Join Salado today to find your game. You've always been able to find anything you need with a smartphone. Now you can use it to find a game of pool with the Solato app. Anywhere, anytime. You can even host a game, tournament, or lesson, and make money. See where you stack up against all the other players worldwide in the Solato ranking system. Use your ranking to qualify for invitationals, large payout tournaments, and events. The pool table is your arena, your stadium, your court. It's harder than people think, but you don't care. The only way to get to the next level is to play more. The more you play, the more you win. Solato is the world's premier pool community, uniting players everywhere. Connect with the community, find and host games, and keep your stats. Pool isn't just a game, it's a lifestyle. Join Solato today to find your game. You've always been able to find anything you need with a smartphone. Now you can use it to find a game of pool with the Solato app. Anywhere, anytime. You can even host a game, tournament, or lesson, and make money. See where you stack up against all the other players worldwide in the Solato ranking system. Use your ranking to qualify for invitationals, large payout tournaments, and events. The pool table is your arena, your stadium, your court. It's harder than people think, but you don't care. The only way to get to the next level is to play more. The more you play, the more you win. Solato is the world's premier pool community, uniting players everywhere. Connect with the community, find and host games, and keep your stats. Pool isn't just a game, it's a lifestyle. Join Solato today to find your game. You've always been able to find anything you need with a smartphone. Now you can use it to find a game of pool with the Solato app. Anywhere, anytime. You can even host a game, tournament, or lesson, and make money. See where you stack up against all the other players worldwide in the Solato ranking system. Use your ranking to qualify for invitationals, large payout tournaments, and events. The pool table is your arena, your stadium, your court. It's harder than people think, but you don't care. The only way to get to the next level is to play more. The more you play, the more you win. Solato is the world's premier pool community, uniting players everywhere. Connect with the community, find and host games, and keep your stats. Pool isn't just a game, it's a lifestyle. Join Solato today to find your game. You've always been able to find anything you need with a smartphone. Now you can use it to find a game of pool with the Solato app. Anywhere, anytime. You can even host a game, tournament, or lesson, and make money. See where you stack up against all the other players worldwide in the Solato ranking system. Use your ranking to qualify for invitationals, large payout tournaments, and events. The pool table is your arena, your stadium, your court. It's harder than people think, but you don't care. The only way to get to the next level is to play more. The more you play, the more you win. Solato is the world's premier pool community, uniting players everywhere. Connect with the community, find and host games, and keep your stats. Pool isn't just a game, it's a lifestyle. Join Solato today to find your game. You've always been able to find anything you need with a smartphone. Now you can use it to find a game of pool with the Solato app. Anywhere, anytime. You can even host a game, tournament, or lesson, and make money. See where you stack up against all the other players worldwide in the Solato ranking system. Use your ranking to qualify for invitationals, large payout tournaments, and events. The pool table is your arena, your stadium, your court. It's harder than people think, but you don't care. The only way to get to the next level is to play more. The more you play, the more you win. Solato is the world's premier pool community, uniting players everywhere. Connect with the community, find and host games, and keep your stats. Pool isn't just a game, it's a lifestyle. Join Solato today to find your game. You've always been able to find anything you need with a smartphone. Now you can use it to find a game of pool with the Solato app. Anywhere, anytime. You can even host a game, tournament, or lesson, and make money. See where you stack up against all the other players worldwide in the Solato ranking system. Use your ranking to qualify for invitationals, large payout tournaments, and events. The pool table is your arena, your stadium, your court. It's harder than people think, but you don't care. The only way to get to the next level is to play more. The more you play, the more you win. Solato is the world's premier pool community, uniting players everywhere. Connect with the community, find and host games, and keep your stats. Pool isn't just a game, it's a lifestyle. Join Solato today to find your game. always been able to find anything you need with a smartphone. Now you can use it to find a game of pool with the Solato app. Anywhere, anytime. You can even host a game, tournament, or lesson, and make money. See where you stack up against all the other players worldwide in the Solato ranking system. Use your ranking to qualify for invitationals, large payout tournaments, and events. The pool table is your arena, your stadium, your court. It's harder than people think, but you don't care. The only way to get to the next level is to play more. The more you play, the more you win. Solato is the world's premier pool community, uniting players everywhere. Connect with the community, find and host games, and keep your stats. Pool isn't just a game, it's a lifestyle. Join Solato today to find your game. You've always been able to find anything you need with a smartphone. Now you can use it to find a game of pool with the Solato app. Anywhere, anytime. You can even host a game, tournament, or lesson, and make money. See where you stack up against all the other players worldwide in the Solato ranking system. Use your ranking to qualify for invitationals, large payout tournaments, and events. The pool table is your arena, your stadium, your court. It's harder than people think, but you don't care. The only way to get to the next level is to play more. The more you play, the more you win. Solato is the world's premier pool community, uniting players everywhere. Connect with the community, find and host games, and keep your stats. Pool isn't just a game, it's a lifestyle. Join Solato today to find your game. You've always been able to find anything you need with a smartphone. Now you can use it to find a game of pool with the Solato app. Anywhere, anytime. You can even host a game, tournament, or lesson, and make money. See where you stack up against all the other players worldwide in the Solato ranking system. Use your ranking to qualify for invitationals, large payout tournaments, and events. The pool table is your arena, your stadium, your court. It's harder than people think, but you don't care. The only way to get to the next level is to play more. The more you play, the more you win. Solato is the world's premier pool community, uniting players everywhere. Connect with the community, find and host games, and keep your stats. Pool isn't just a game, it's a lifestyle. Join Solato today to find your game. You've always been able to find anything you need with a smartphone. Now you can use it to find a game of pool with the Solato app. Anywhere, anytime. You can even host a game, tournament, or lesson, and make money. See where you stack up against all the other players worldwide in the Solato ranking system. Use your ranking to qualify for invitationals, large payout tournaments, and events. The pool table is your arena, your stadium, your court. It's harder than people think, but you don't care. The only way to get to the next level is to play more. The more you play, the more you win. Solato is the world's premier pool community, uniting players everywhere. Connect with the community, find and host games, and keep your stats. Pool isn't just a game, it's a lifestyle. Join Solato today to find your game. You've always been able to find anything you need with a smartphone. Now you can use it to find a game of pool with the Salado app. Anywhere, anytime. You can even host a game, tournament, or lesson, and make money. See where you stack up against all the other players worldwide in the Salado ranking system. Use your ranking to qualify for invitationals, large payout tournaments, and events. The pool table is your arena, your stadium, your court. It's harder than people think, but you don't care. The only way to get to the next level is to play more. The more you play, the more you win. Salado is the world's premier pool community, uniting players everywhere. Connect with the community, find and host games, and keep your stats. Pool isn't just a game, it's a lifestyle. Join Salado today to find your game.
We want to give a shout out to all of our sponsors here on the Shark Stream. You have Connecticut APA, Sigma Wear, Agency One Group, Jacoby Custom Cues, Women in Pool, Mabel's Tables at Michael's Deli, NM Billiard Sales and Service, 11 Hall Avenue, Wallingford, Connecticut, KM Maintenance, JT's Pool Cue Repair, Salado App, Mark Anthony Home Improvements, Tommy's Tattoo Supply, Jimmy's Auto Service, Joe Master Billiards, Airmouth Balls, Organic Tattoo, Vaculease, Tweeden Fiber Corp, Harriman Real Estate, Pool Table Magic, Ben Strong, K. Morgan, Man Cave Memories, and of course, Viking Cues, Simonis Cloth, and Andy Gow. This is Bobby saying, boom, without you,